Well, hello, boys and girls. This is Mr. Rousson again. We have been talking about photosynthesis and food chains, and Mr. King, a teacher at our school, actually composed a song to help us remember the process of photosynthesis and also how food chains work. So I want to get you a little bit close over here, and I want to read the lyrics of the song before I introduce our guest for today. So we have called the song very, exactly what it says. Photosynthesis and food chain song. So photosynthesis, plants make their food. Plants use their food to make themselves grow. With water, sunlight, carbon dioxide, chlorophyll, the plants make sugars known as glucose. The second stanza, the food chain starts with photosynthesis. Animals consume plants, yum, yum, yum. Bacteria, fungi decompose dead things. Producers, consumers, and decomposers. Okay? So our learning target today really is to review. I can remember everything that I have been studying in the last lessons about photosynthesis and food chains. I'm going to introduce now Mr. King. There you go. And he will be playing, he will do a little introduction about how he came up with this song and what he's going to be doing.
Hello, class. I came up with this song because sometimes our memory can be improved when we have a melody or a rhythm to accompany with some information. And although there's some really great songs on the internet about photosynthesis and the food chain, I came up with this song so that we can touch on exactly the pieces that we are studying. So enough talking, let's get to singing. Photosynthesis, plants make their food. Plants use their food to make themselves grow. With water, sunlight, carbon dioxide, chlorophyll, the plants make sugar known as glucose. Let's do that one again. Photosynthesis, plants make their food. Plants use the food to make themselves grow. With water, sunlight, carbon dioxide, chlorophyll, the plants make sugar known as glucose. All right, next song. The food chain starts with photosynthesis. Animals consume the plants, yum, yum, yum. Bacteria and fungi decompose dead things. Producers, consumers, and decomposers. The food chain starts with photosynthesis. Animals consume the plants, yum, yum, yum. Bacteria and fungi decompose dead things. Producers, consumers, and decomposers. Producers, consumers, and decomposers. Producers, consumers, and decomposers.
Well, now it's going to be our turn. So Mr. King looked at the important things from the different lessons that we have done, and he created a song, he composed a song so that we could remember, I think I can take this off now, so that we could remember the process of photosynthesis and how energy flows through an ecosystem as we organize it in a food chain, okay? So for example, for photosynthesis, the important words, and I want you to help me with this. So important words, of course, photosynthesis. What is another important word for for that lesson, for that whole process of photosynthesis? What would be another important word? Anybody? Anyone? Yes, absolutely. Sunlight. Another word? Anybody? Anyone? Of course, you know it already. Yes, water. Water. And, okay. Yes. Carbon dioxide. And finally, what we find in the leaves is the chlorophyll. So those are extremely important words in that process. We can have plants, we can have sun, we can have a bunch of other words, but the important words for photosynthesis are these words. So now this is going to take some creativity, okay? This is going to take some creativity. And I know that not all of us have the same likes, the same talents. Not all of us are the same. We all have gifts, we all have talents, we all have likes and dislikes, but we are all very different. So what I'd like you to do is to come up with a way that you could remember, that you could explain the process of photosynthesis to maybe a little kid or a person that has never heard that. So I want you to think about, it could be a drawing, okay, or a poem, or a song. I would love to hear some of you composing a song. The only thing that you have to remember, okay? The only rules that you have is that these words, photosynthesis, sunlight, water, carbon, and chlorophyll, those words have to be either in your drawing or in your poem or in your song, okay? That's all. We got it? Yes? Okay, so now you're gonna take, I don't know how long it's gonna take you, so it can be done in your composition notebook or in your science notebook, in your binder or notebook, or it can be done in a Google Doc, okay? You got it? And then I want you to share that with your teacher. I think we're gonna have some great progress, okay? Now, you can pause the video and then come back. Okay, so how did that go? Did you come up with a drawing or a poem or a song? I've been trying to come up with something myself, and it's very difficult. I'm gonna have to ask Mr. King to help me out. Maybe we can do another song together. Now, you know how he composed two things? You know how he did two things? Now I want you to think of the other lessons that we did about food chain, okay? And I want you to do the same thing, except that this time you are going to have the words food chain. You need to have producer, consumer, and decomposer. And you can add an S at the end if you need to, or take it away if you need to. And so you are going to think of what a food chain is, and you are going to either draw something to represent a food chain. I don't want you to draw just a food chain like we've done in the past. I want you to be more creative with that. So how can you explain to someone what a food chain is, what producers are, what consumers are? So you could draw something, or you could compose a poem. You could write a poem, and we already have some rhyming words, or write a song. Okay? Yes? So now it's your turn to do that. And when you finish, let's come back together. So you can pause the video and then let's come back together. All right. Thank you for working hard. And I hope that you came up with some wonderful things. You can take a picture of it and send it to your teacher as proof right away that you've been doing your work. And I think that you will remember, actually, I am sure, not I think, I am sure that you will remember the process of photosynthesis and all the ingredients that are needed for that, and also a food chain and all the elements of a food chain. So thank you for working hard. Thank you for making science fun. And thank you for joining me. So have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time, okay? Bye-bye.